Stop scrolling. I need you to hear this right now. The thing you have been asking for, the thing you've been quietly praying about, thinking about before you sleep, wishing would just finally happen for you. It is already done on the spiritual plane. It has already been decided. The universe has already said yes to you. What you are waiting for now is simply the physical delivery of what has already been approved, and you are watching this right now because you were supposed to. Not by accident. Not by coincidence. The universe redirected you here because you are in the exact energetic state required to receive this message. If you had watched this an hour ago or an hour from now, it would not have been the same. But right now, in this moment, the frequency is perfect. Within the next 48 hours, you are going to receive a physical sign confirming that your breakthrough has already been set into motion. I'm going to tell you exactly what those signs look like before this reading is over. So stay with me, because what is coming out in these cards today is something I have not seen in a very long time, and it is specifically meant for you. Let me tell you something about who is watching this. You are not a passive person. You are not someone who just sits and waits for life to hand you something. You have been doing the work. In silence, behind the scenes, you have been building, learning, praying, putting in effort, making sacrifices, and doing all of it without a lot of external validation or visible proof that any of it was working. You have had moments, honestly probably more than a few, where you looked at your life and thought, why is this taking so long? Why is everyone else moving forward and I'm still here? Why does it feel like I keep doing everything right and the breakthrough just never comes? And yet, you kept going. That is who you are. You are someone who kept going even when you had every reason to stop. You are also someone who gives. You give your energy, your time, your love, your effort, sometimes to people who did not fully deserve it. You have been generous even when you were running low yourself, and that matters. Spiritually, that matters enormously, because what you put out into the universe comes back to you, and you have been putting out a tremendous amount of good. The universe has been watching every single bit of that, every late night, every act of faith, every moment you chose to keep believing even when the evidence wasn't there. And what I'm seeing in these cards today is that the universe is now ready to pay you back with interest. This is not just a small shift, this is a full life upgrade, and it is yours. Let's get into the cards. The first card I'm pulling for you today is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is one of the most powerful prosperity cards in the entire tarot deck, and I want you to really take in what this card means for you right now. This is not a luck card. This is not a maybe things will get better card. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of self-made, earned, deserved abundance. This is you, standing in the garden that you planted yourself, surrounded by everything you worked for. The woman in this card is not waiting for someone to rescue her. She is not dependent on anyone else's timeline or approval. She has built something through her own discipline, her own talent, her own spiritual and material investment, and now she is standing in the full enjoyment of that. This card is telling you that everything you have invested in yourself, your skills, your mindset, your growth, your healing, your spiritual development is about to produce a return, a real, tangible, material return. For some of you watching, this means a business or income stream that is about to start producing significantly more than it has been. Something clicks. Something shifts. Something that felt like it was barely moving suddenly gains momentum, and you start to see real numbers, real growth, real traction. For others, this means a financial situation that has been a source of stress finally resolves. A debt clears. A payment comes through. An opportunity presents itself that directly impacts your financial situation in a positive way. For others still, this is about recognition. Someone important finally seeing what you've been building. A door opening because the right person noticed you at the right time. The Nine of Pentacles wants you to hear this. The abundance is already yours. You earned it. You don't need to beg for it. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to manipulate or force or hustle yourself into the ground trying to make it happen. It is arriving. Your only job right now is to stay in alignment with it, to keep your frequency high and your belief steady, and let it come to you, because it is coming. The second card is the Star. I get chills every time this card appears in a reading. The Star is one of the most spiritually significant cards in the entire deck, and the fact that it's showing up for you today, right after the Nine of Pentacles, is something I want you to sit with for a moment. The Star comes after the Tower. In the tarot journey, the Tower is the card of collapse, of things falling apart, of structures crumbling, of difficult and disorienting change. And the star is what comes after. The star is hope restored. The star is the universe saying, the storm is over. What's ahead is renewal, clarity, healing, and a kind of peace you may not have felt in a very long time. I want to ask you something. What have you been carrying? Because I'm sensing that there is something. A worry, a situation, a relationship, a financial stress, an old wound, something from your past that you haven't fully released, that has been taking up a significant amount of your mental and emotional energy. Something that has kept you up at night. Something you have tried to release and heal, but that keeps pulling you back. The star is telling you that chapter is ending, not gradually fading, ending. The energy around that situation is shifting, and what replaces it is not just relief. It's not just the removal of the bad thing. What replaces it is the actual life you have been envisioning. The star is aligned with your deepest wishes, the ones you hold so privately that you barely let yourself fully feel them because some part of you was afraid to hope. The star says, hope again. The star says, it's safe to want this. The star says, what you have been quietly dreaming about is not too much to ask for. It is not out of reach. It is not only for other people. It is for you. The star is also the card of divine timing. And I know that's a phrase that can feel frustrating when you're in the middle of waiting, but here is what divine timing actually means. It means that what you are calling in is being perfectly arranged. The people who need to be in position are moving into position. The circumstances that need to align are aligning. Things are being set up behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see, but that will make complete sense to you when they're revealed. Trust the timing, not blindly, with evidence, because the evidence is in these cards. The third card is the Ace of Cups. New emotional beginning. New love, whether that's romantic love, self-love, love for a new chapter of your life, or the experience of feeling emotionally full for the first time in a long time. The Ace of Cups is the universe pouring into you. It is the beginning of an emotional era that is characterized by joy, by connection, by a sense of being genuinely fulfilled, not just materially, not just spiritually, but in your heart. For some of you, this is a person, someone who is going to enter your life or has already entered and is deepening, who represents a completely different experience of love than what you've had before. This is someone who is patient, who is emotionally available, who chooses you deliberately and consistently. This is not a situationship. This is not someone who keeps you guessing. This is someone who makes you feel safe and seen and deeply valued. For others, the Ace of Cups is about your relationship with yourself. It is a new level of self-acceptance, self-trust, and self-love that is becoming available to you. You are beginning to see yourself more clearly, to see your value, your gifts, your strength, and that internal shift is going to change everything on the outside. Because how you see yourself determines what you allow into your life, what you attract, and what you believe you deserve. And what you deserve, what the cards today are clearly showing, is a life that feels as good on the inside as you want it to look on the outside. Now let me tell you about the 48-hour signs. This is important. Within 48 hours of watching this reading, you are going to see at least one and possibly all three of these signs. These are the universe's way of confirming that this message found you at the exact right time and that your prosperity activation is already underway. I also offer private tarot sessions. You can email me for that if you need it. The first sign is the number 9, 99, or 999. You are going to see this number somewhere unexpected, on a receipt, on a clock when you happen to glance at it, on a license plate, in a notification, in an address. Somewhere that feels random but stops you for a second. When that happens, that is your confirmation. That is the 9 of Pentacles and the star communicating directly with you through the physical world, telling you, yes, it's happening. If this resonated with you, if even one moment of this reading felt like it was speaking directly to your situation, please subscribe to In-Depth Prosperity. I create these readings for people who are serious about calling in abundance, not just wishing for it.